It reminds me of a narration of the Holy Prophet of Islam. Um, so you know how I was mentioning that usually when it comes to the question of humility, uh, we sometimes wonder, well, can you be assertive and humble at the same time, or can you present your best self? Can you have, I think, even in more simple language, can you have good things and still be perceived as humble, right? And this was actually a question that was put to the Holy Prophet, because the Holy Prophet of Islam once said that you cannot enter heaven and if you have even an iota of arrogance within you, right? And obviously that can be explained in a number of ways, and I think fundamentally, um, what we believe is that that paradise or heaven is something that can be found within this life as well, depending on how you behave. And Islamically speaking, um, it's important that we develop that paradise here, because if you're blind here, well, according to the Holy Quran, if you're blind here, you'll be blind in the hereafter. And if you're not able to attain peace of mind and peace of heart here, then expecting that would be the case in the hereafter is, is not really ideal. Um, so, he was saying that if you have an iota of arrogance within your heart, then it's not possible for you to achieve a heavenly life or heaven. And straight away, one of his companions turned around and he said that, well, people like to have good shoes and good clothes, and you know, um, what about that? Isn't that contrary to what you're saying? Because isn't that a show of arrogance, or in contrast to humility, right? And it's really interesting what he said in response. And he said that, well, inna Allah jameel yuhibbul jamal, that no, well, God is beautiful and he loves beauty, right? And, because ultimately, as I was mentioning in the beginning, this whole concept of worship surrounds the attributes of God Almighty. Islam teaches that if there's anyone that you should be humble before, it should be God, in acquiring his attributes. And that's how you try to live the best life, by imitating the perfect attributes of God. So if God is beautiful, then that's not contrary to how you should be behaving. And then he added further, though, he then further explained. He said, the well, arrogance is only two things. He said that it's the rejection of truth, or not being able to accept when truth is presented to you, and two, to consider yourself to be better than others.